Spring has sprung. And so I want to talk about the number one question I get from my clients as we're getting ready to get your house on the market. So let's dive into it. So I want to tell you about a house that we listed recently over in Southeast Eugene on Sweet Brier. Great house, wonderful clients, but we had to look at we have a bunch of things that we can do to get your house ready to go on the market. And so we had a laundry list, a big laundry list, and it really was a question of where do we stop, right? Because we don't want to remodel the whole house. We just want to do the things that are going to net you as the seller the most money. That means that we're making it appealing for the buyer. So the things that we focused on in this case were paint, resurfacing the beautiful hardwood floors that they had, cleaning up some things, getting windows ready, and really overall making it so that it's appealing to the buyer without going over the top. We didn't replace countertops. We didn't redo the kitchen cabinets. So there's a long list of things that aren't done on a normal prep, but you can have a list of things that do get done. Let's start with what not to do. And that's going all in on a high-end kitchen remodel or luxury landscaping, or worst of all, having a project and not even finishing it. The latest study shows that on a upscale kitchen remodel, your return on your investment is just 36%. That means for every dollar you spend on that luxury kitchen remodel, you're only going to get back less than 40 cents. That is not a good investment or a good use of your time. Meanwhile, buyers, they're wanting homes that are clean, complete, and move-in ready, not a work in progress. So if you start a project, you really need to make sure you finish that project. You don't want something half done. But if we dive in one step more to that, what we really want to do is only invest in projects that are going to net you more money. I don't want you to spend $10,000 on a kitchen remodel only to get $10,000 net higher proceeds in the sale, because that's just a wash. All you've done is spent time and money that you didn't need to. So when we chat through this process, what we're going to look at is what's going to actually give you a net gain, not just break even or even worse, losing money on the work. Okay, key point number 2 is to focus on first impressions. This is where your money really counts and the data backs it up. The number one thing that's going to give you the highest ROI is replacing your garage door. Why? Because it's going to make a huge first impression. And the fact of the matter is, buyers buy houses based on emotion. And a good first impression is going to leave a strong, lasting emotion in the buyer's minds. Your ROI on replacing your garage door is right around 268%. That's a good investment. That's going to give you good return. Inside, a huge focus on things like mid-range updates is where the secret is. Maybe new countertops. Number one thing I love to recommend is new light fixtures. It's a very cost-effective way to give your property a good facelift and make it modern in the buyer's mind. And it's really not that expensive to do. If I look at a decent, modest kitchen remodel, your average rate of return right now on that investment is about 113%. That's versus that 36% that we talked about earlier if you're doing a major kitchen remodel. I like to focus on things that need to be updated that are minor or that are broken. But we'll chat about that a little bit more. So keep it in mind that we want to do minor improvements that are going to be cost effective. This can also include things like replacing worn carpet, tidying up the yard, not doing a huge landscaping project, just getting that first impression good. We want to make sure that the paints are correct, that things are neutral and that they're light and bright. We want the buyer to imagine that they can come in. They're wanting to see places that are move-in ready, that are fresh, and that are updated. Key point number 3 is making sure that you've got the right team in place. That's going to include, number 1, the right contractor, and making sure that you've done your due diligence to vet these people out and make sure that they're going to do a great job. Feel free to ask friends, neighbors for referrals. I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of sellers. I've got a terrific team of contractors in place, from general contractors, plumber, electrician, landscapers, professional cleaners, all the way up to painters, etc. But making sure that your team is going to do good work for you is key to making sure that your project is going to be successful, and that when we're ready to go on the market, that those things are done and that they've been done in a cost-effective manner. Get your bids in writing, and that's going to save money as time goes on. A solid contractor will help you stay on budget, offer honest suggestions, and get the job done right the first time. Cutting corners may seem like a great way to save money, but it's going to usually end up costing you more in the end. If you're planning on selling this spring, I want to focus on the improvements that will actually add value and not just the expensive ones. I'd love to help. I've helped hundreds of clients through this process. Plus, I used to be a finished carpenter back in the day. I've been a house flipper, which means I'm uniquely qualified to help you through this process. Call me or email me. We'll set up a free, no obligation strategy call. Just make sure to do it well in advance, especially if you're planning to do any major updates on your home.